your thoughts first?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Since we last talked, we had to go on the road to UT Martin and lost a tough game where we had chances. We just didn't shoot the ball well enough. They're an outstanding offensive team with two of the better guards in our league without question, and they can just flat score. They can score with anybody in the country. And we struggled shooting the ball, and you can't do that against a great offensive team. Played about as well as we could play defensively in the first half, and had chances. Just, we missed a lot of layups and didn't make open shots, and that's the reason for the loss. They out-rebounded us. We gave up a few too many offensive rebounds to a great offensive team. You can't do that. Came back, had a good win against Tennessee State last night. Great play from Tessa Elkins with a double-double. Kayla Lowe's stat line was not great, but it was a night where she played 40 minutes and was a calming influence throughout the game, and really felt like we didn't need to take her out of the game because of how she handled things. Played a little point forward at times for us and did a nice job making sure that her teammates were in the right position. So, I'm proud of her effort. Candace Nevels came off the bench early in the game in the first half and gave us some big minutes with Erica Burgess in foul trouble, and was able to be productive both scoring and rebounding the ball for her minutes played. And Mallory Schwab came off the bench and gave us a big lift with 9 points and 5 rebounds. Kyra Watson settled down and did a pretty good job in the second half, and overall pretty good game. Put us in a position where we kind of control our own fate as far as having a chance to get one of those top 4 seeds and secure a first round bye in the OVC tournament as we head down the final stretch with 5 games to go. We've got 3 home games left with SEMO coming up Saturday afternoon. Would like to get as many Racer fans as possible in the arena with a 4:30 tip time, and we'd love to see a packed house by the end of our game, and certainly carry over to the men's game, which I know everybody's looking forward to. And then we have an Austin Peay team that following that up, that as they're playing some tough basketball right now. They've had some tough losses of late, but they're playing much better basketball. Just got one of their better players back. SEMO just won the other night, and they're playing pretty good right now. Great defensive effort from their team, watching them on film. And then we have UT Martin, and then we hit the road for that final road trip to Tennessee State and Tech. So, we've got a chance to secure one of those top 4 spots, and that's what we're fighting for. That's our focus right now.
Are you pleased with the progress your team has made over the last couple of weeks? It looks like we're doing some better things.
Yeah, definitely. And, we did a tough thing. I've talked about it before, changing in the middle of the season due to some extenuating circumstances that, where you don't have all the bodies you thought you were going to have, and you've got a couple of injuries to people, and, all of a sudden our whole preseason was geared towards 40 minutes and of pressing and trapping all over the floor, and to go to, now we're pressing in spots, but we're really more of a ball line, almost a packed defensive team with some ball pressure, and that's tough for the players to handle, and they've done a good job adjusting, and we feel pretty good about where we are in our development. We're struggling shooting the basketball right now. Mariah Robinson did not shoot it well at all this week. I think she was a combined 3 of 18 from the three-point line. So, my advice to any coaches that we're getting ready to play down the stretch here would be to not guard her. Just leave her open because, she can't shoot it. So, that's other than that, we feel pretty good. Erica Burgess is starting to understand things a little bit better, what we want out of things. Tessa Elkins is really starting to get it going a little bit offensively and rebounding wise, and Kyra Watson is starting to, as a lot of junior college players do, kind of had a slow start to the year, and she's starting to get her groove where she's rebounding the ball better and finishing around the basket. So, we feel good about where we are. We'd feel better with a couple of more wins. So, hopefully we can do that.
Talk a little bit about working some depth. You kind of mentioned maybe, trying to get to a point where you can rotate in a few more girls.
Yeah, we are, we haven't been overly productive. We've had spots where, you talk about the post, where our post players have been productive. Ashley McBean had a great game at Austin Peay, and she has her moments. You know, I think she's still thinking through things when she catches the ball instead of just going to score, and we certainly want her to go score. Beth Mahurin, same thing, just kind of overthinking things right now, and we've got to get some spots in games where we feel comfortable with them on the floor for longer stretches so they can play through some of that. You know, and we've rotated Mallory Schwab in there at the 4, and that's helped some because she's been effective as a 4 player and utilized her athletic ability and her speed. And then, you know, the guard positions, you know, Candace Nevels is starting to give us some minutes. I think she's starting to get back in shape. You know, she missed a long stretch where we can play her a little bit longer than we have played her. And then Kiana Kirby would really like to see her be able to maintain her defensive assignments when she gets in the game because she's doing a nice job in practice. She's a very aggressive player. She's somebody who could come in and be a defensive stopper for us because she has a great body. She's strong. She's physical. You know, she can attack the rim. She hadn't shot it well this year, but she's a capable shooter, and she's just a tough kid. And I'd like to be able to get her on the court more, but you know, you got to take advantage of opportunity when you get it. And you know, we've had some situations where, you know, people have been subbed into a game and they blow a defensive assignment as soon as they get in. You know, a simple thing like you're guarding somebody we're treating as a shooter and we're up pressuring the ball, and while you're guarding the ball, you're in the right position, and then you step back and let the person just shoot a 3. You know, so when that kind of thing happens as a coach, it's hard to have the confidence to put them back in the game in those positions. So we've got to work through some of those issues, and you know, that'll come with experience. But right now, just watching some film and trying to get past that, you know, where I think it's one of those deals where they're playing, you know, they're not playing as many minutes as they were earlier in the year, so maybe they're afraid to make mistakes. So they go in and they make that mistake. You know, that's possible, but you know, it's not an excuse. You still got to go out and perform and take advantage of that opportunity, because I'd like to be able to get some of those other players a little more rest.
Talk about Southeast Missouri a bit. They're an overtime win away from Tech, winning 3 of their last 5.
Right. You know, they play a packed defense, and they do an outstanding job. And you know, Coach Dick Bennett and his daughter Kathy Bennett, a great coach in women's basketball, and everybody knows Dick in the men's game. And you know, they're going to stay between the ball and the basket. They're going to force you to play on a perimeter, and they do an outstanding job. They're getting better every game. Offensively, they struggled throughout the season, but that's getting better, and they scored 75 on us at their place, you know, where it was pretty much a foul fest. So, you know, I know that they are going to come in here, you know, looking to pick up. You know, they lost a game on their home court to us. They're going to look to pick up that road win, and that's a big motivational factor. And they're fighting for a spot in the tournament. They've got a good shot at getting a spot in the tournament. When you look at their record and where they stand and sneaking into one of those last couple of spots, and you know, we've got to make sure that we take care of our home court, and we've got to be prepared for everything that they'll throw at us. Brittany Harrell just dominated us. You know, she had 20-something and 12, I think 27, 28, and 12 at their place, and Allison Bradshaw did a great job in the second half of that game, attacking us and really put us back on our heels. They have a really good point guard in Bianca Beck. It's a nice athlete and just does a great job of running their team. So, you know, it's going to be a challenge.
You guys have played so well at home this year, and you know, doing better on the road, but the record's still kind of crazy. You feel pretty good about your schedule so far this season, what it gives you?
Well, I mean, it prepared us for our non-conference schedule. Definitely, it prepared us for conference play. We ran into everything we could possibly see in the league. You know, we don't want to play that many road games if we can avoid it. But you know, in the conference, we're 3-3 on the road. Other than Martin and Eastern Illinois, we've got as good a road record as anybody. We have dropped, you know, the 2 close games at home. You know, the Eastern Illinois game, we had chances down the stretch. We cut it to single digits and miss a couple of wide open layups that lead to 3-point plays on the other end, and you know, that hurts. In the Eastern Kentucky game, you know, you look back and we dropped that one at the last second and by 1, and you know, that certainly hurts because we don't get the chance to play them again with the unbalanced schedule. So, but feel good about where we are, and hopefully we can close out these last 5 games. And the goal would be, I think, if we go 3-2, we've probably got a good shot at finishing in the top 4. If we go 4-1, I think we'll be pretty safely in the top 4, and that's our goal.